So here we are, boys and girls, starting off with the World Team Cup Edition 1 Grand Final between France and Germany. France with Fire, Kosho and Krim versus Germany with Riolu, Marius and Firestorm. We'll start off with Firestorm here. We'll see Marius going for that different line, goes the inside and gains good speed and gets a good line and goes up into first place. Riolu alongside, however, he has Krim against him, but Krim is a bit stretched out from his France teammates here. Krim in the lead, however, as Marius makes a mistake. Firestorm looking to hold strong here for Germany, but he is being overtaken by almost his namesake, Fire from Venture, looking to keep themselves up in the top two here. Krim and Fire, Riolu and Firestorm trying to come back here for Germany, trying to salvage this round. Fire has a little bit of a bad entry to there, but it's good speed on the exit. So is this round going to go to? It will be France, sorry, with first, third and 6th positions. So round number 1 goes to France and they take a 1-0 advantage. So yeah, exactly, Mr. Black Brad Pitt. Controller or mouse and keyboard, typically Xbox controllers, PS4 controllers and such, and even old Logitech pads. Here we move into round number 2. We will follow Kosho now, box player, relatively strong up and coming player, holds a very strong record here. As you can see, Fire and Kosho now actually hold the Deddy 1 and 2 on this track, so definitely a very strong duo. They are going to be France's firepower here. However, Krim certainly no poor player by any stretch of the imagination, and Kosho is certainly showing us what he's got here. He is leading the fray, however he is followed very closely by Firestorm and Riolu here. However, Fire once again having a strong ending, but it's up to Riolu and Firestorm to see how this round ends. Riolu looking good and Kosho now looking like he's having trouble going through the ending. Firestorm has good speed. Kosho now had a little bit of an issue there, but the round once again goes to France and they bring home a 2-0 lead. Start off with looking strong at our baguettes. Watch Riolu here. Very, very well versed player, it must be said. First of our Trackmania players actually to reach all 200 Super Trackmaster medals on the newest iteration of Trackmania and Turbo. So very, very dynamic player, strong on all environments and all kinds of Trackmania, as I'm sure he'll be quick to tell you, even on Trackmania DS. But here we go. Is looking like he's having a bit of trouble here. Lost a bit of speed along with Firestorm in that stretch. Drops down. However, Kosho makes a mistake and this looks to be Germany's opportunity. Only Fire is left at the top and the Germans just need to save here. Any point could be crucial going forward. Firestorm having a little bit of a shaky moment later, but he does take it home and Germany secure the first point on the board. And we now bring it to 2-1 in favour of France still, but Germany getting themselves back in this match. Last time we seen they had a hell of a dirt match going against each other, blow for blow. Marius looked like he had some issues there. Seen the technique being used by Marius in the early turns. Not working out for him this time though, but as you can see, he's still in the thick of things. But there is a lot of French bodies up here at the top, but one of them has fallen. I believe it's Fire. I'm going very close there to the outside. Loses a bit of speed going down there. However, the only person who overtakes him is Kosho. They switch positions. Riolu looking to get himself a bit closer here. Let's take a step back. Marius is upside down. That's big. Fire's made a big mistake as well. If Riolu can overtake here, they might just be able to keep this round here. But it's all going to come down into the ending. Who has it going through? Who's going to have the most speed? And Riolu just misses out by 0.006 of a second, and it looks as if this will be a French round. And Kosho finish? Kosho needs to finish to get France the round, and he won't. So Germany survive despite Marius's mistake. And it goes to a draw. Bit of what ifs there for both teams. What if Marius hadn't flipped upside down? What if Coach Show had finished? We'll start off with Fire here, recently picked up by Venture as they look to venture into other disciplines, recruiting Fire for their tech line, sorry, their dirt lineup. Also, Skugako or Shadow for their Canyon lineup. So, very recognisable name in Trackmania, very recognisable figure in the dirt scene. One of the top players we have, multiple time Gamers Assembly finalist, and he is showing his worth here with a great round so far, up in first position. Other players are not close enough here, but he makes a mistake going through the ending. He will gain a bit more speed, but he lost ground. Nevertheless, rescues first place, keeps it ahead of Firestorm, and unfortunately Riolu has some issues. And where is Riolu? Riolu is not finishing, so it is now 3-1 to France here. Can they limit any potential points for Germany? See? Marius' line, at least he doesn't seem to be able to pull it off to the same kind of effect here. Let's see who we've got. We have Marius, we'll take a look at him. However, we have a sea of blue in front of us. Coach Show being Marius' nearest opponent. Firestorm looking to take the fight to the French once again. Firestorm the top scorer for Germany here. He's going to need more firepower, it feels like. However, big mistake by Fire, and all of a sudden the tides might have turned. All that Germany needs is good positions here. Riolu, however, falls. All down to Firestorm. Firestorm, bit of a scrappy ending, but it looks as if he'll keep ahead of Kosho. And will Germany get their second round on the board? They do. So, great job there by Germany, taking advantage of France's mistakes. France, in fact, actually, pardon me, that is a French round. I do sincerely apologise. As Krim get first, that is a round to France, and they go to 4-1. What do Germany have left in the tank? They know they're a very strong dirt team as well. Will not want to be allowing France to walk away with this one 5-1, as that puts Germany at a disadvantage. Do nevertheless have a very strong full speed team and a very strong tech team. So do France. So that's a bit of a question mark we're putting over the heads of this match. Coach Show having some trouble, dropping behind, falling behind Firestorm. What will be a battle to watch, but top two positions are being held by members of the red team, which is Germany. Firestorm getting himself in the mix. Krim made the mistake, initiated to that turn too early. We see here Fire's even having trouble. This might even be a German ace here, and it looks like it will be. Fire just equaling his namesake Firestorm there. But Marius and Riolu finally pulling out for their team and getting top two to get the second round on the board for Germany. So the question is, will they be able to embrace this kind of momentum and carry them forward into more rounds, or will it just simply be damage limitation for Germany? I'll watch Fire here, who's been making quite a few mistakes in these few rounds. But this higher level, you are really pushing the limits of what's possible on these tracks, so that's understandable even for players of this caliber. And they don't get of a much higher caliber than Fire here, who is at the top position. Does have a comfortable lead here. And any of his opponents catch up, so he's got a good lead over Riolu. Kochino in second place here, gets a great turn on the road there, does Kochino. Scrubs off a little bit of speed there. Fire goes very high there. Marius going for the inside line. He'll set himself up for a good line going through here. This might allow him to overtake Coach Now, which might be important, but it will not. Top two go to Germany for France with a great time by Fire. 52.598, securing the win for France on dirt. 5-2. So Germany at a disadvantage early on. Pardon me, it's actually to 7 the finals. Forgot about that. However, mistakes been made already by Firestorm. That will lead to this match being preserved slightly longer. So, false calls by me, guys. I'm sorry. France still look to be in command here. Riolu and Marius putting up a good fight here, but they're going to need better positions than second and fifth. Oh, Krim nearly made a mistake there. He is on the ragged edge on this map. Have a bit of low speed coming out of there though. Marius looking to, Riolu looking to take the fight to fire here. Looks like he has more speed going through this section. Does Riolu, but doesn't have the best exit here. Looks as if he's going to have to settle for second place. Marius does manage to get himself fourth, but it will not be enough as France take themselves to 6 points now. 4-point lead over Germany already. Is this the final round? Will France be able to call it a night here on dirt? Call it a job well done? Who knows? Let's see if we can go to coach show here. Coach show. There we go. Ooh, mistake by Krim though. It's going to be left on fire on coach show. He's been making a lot of mistakes. He has the bottom in points here, but this will be the perfect round to redeem himself. Keep in the top two with fire. Ooh, very close to the inside there by fire. All that's needed though is a second position, I believe, for Germany, and the round might be theirs. We will see. So it won't be Coach Show. Oh, he just fails there. Just gets overtaken by fire, but it does not matter. Fire and Firestorm first and second. However, the round and the map goes to France. 7-2, so 5 rounds in the lead are France. So what do we think going into full speed? Be a hell of a matchup between two incredibly strong full speed teams. The history of course, the AAA lineups for France and the ESU lineups for Germany, I suppose, are very well known. Very strong enemies to each other. We will look through the Dedimanias here, but first of all, Head with the world record, the non-cut world record of a 57.347. And we have Hunter, Dan, Tracy, Harry and Ariel with 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now of course Harry is not in the lineup, so he will not be able to play for Germany. We have Navi 7th of 614, Nicholas or Salison a 630. We have Clement 646, but I believe he is from the Belgium Netherlands. Possibly. Piranha 57667. Hiroya. So 8. Any others? We have Rizix down here. Indus, Perish. That looks to be it. Cram down here as well. Let's see what we can expect from these players. It looks as if we will have an unchanged German lineup at the very least. Actually, we do have 4 players on track for them, but only 3 for France. Navi, Head and Nicholas or Salison. And a great round already at the top. Hunter and Nicholas. Hunter and Salison. I'll need to remember to call these guys by their right names. You actually have 0 hotkeys, you can. Nice. Join for hotkeys, fuck it. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see who Germany uses this time. Last time the lineup was Hunter and Dan, which I can imagine will remain unchanged. And it was Ariel in place of Crazy. Crazy's looking good here in the warm-up, so who knows. Follow just so you guys will see exactly what the players are saying. What's our predictions for full speed? What's the scorage, Fairyak? Mind that it is to 7 in each map, and it is 7-2 at the moment to France. We'll have a final warm-up and then we will get underway. Still 4 Germans on the track. It will be a player to watch for the French lineup. World record holder. Expecting high things of him. Seems to elect for a different line here, but again, full speed's about building up a lot of speed throughout the track. So being at an early disadvantage isn't going to matter as much to Kid, as you can already see. He's clawing the advantage back. Oh, we have a subscriber as well. Thank you, Fairjack. Appreciate it, man. Welcome. Welcome to having the Krankenwagen Club. Thank you very much, man. Really appreciate it. First new subscriber I've had in a while. I'm also at 1,111 follows. That's actually pretty cool. A bit of a milestone there, but as you see, Kid showing us why he is one of the best full speed players in the world with a 57.586. How you doing, man? Nice to see you. We're actually just about to start the grand finals. We're doing a little bit of casting. About to start the grand finals of full speed between France and Germany. We've got Salison, Kid and Navi for France versus Hunter, Dan and Ariel for Germany. This is full speed. You'll see exactly why it's called full speed. We all have one more round actually, as France are having some small issues. Hold on, 7 to France. Fucking beam. Oh, Kid making a mistake. Kid flies off the track. Is he going to clear the sign? He does. Good man. At least flies off in style. How you doing anyway, Mr. Malcolm? Any predictions for my familiar Trackmania friends as to who will take this one? Anyone bold enough to put a score on it? Again, it will be first to 7, so 7 rounds. See here. I'll put this on just to make it a bit more aesthetically pleasing. That's a word. Here we go. We are going live with round number 1. We will start off with Nicholas here. Goes a little bit wide early on. Head goes outside pole. Starting off with a long right hand slide here. I'll jump down the hill. Test of these players is again how much speed they can build up throughout the round. And Germany are already starting off very strongly here. Navi and Salison already having trouble. Oh, Salison has a big crash there. Falls very far behind. Let's go up to Kid here. See if he can do anything against Dan and Hunter, who are up in the lead. Goes for a much lower entry into that turnover. And he is looking to catch up here. Very different lines being taken by the two Germans here, but Kid is taking bodies here. He's took out Dan. Can he get Hunter at the end? He cannot. Hunter getting a good time there, a 57.645. And the first round goes the way of Germany. A reminder, before this started, they were at a 7-2 disadvantage from the dirt map. And now they take a 1-0 advantage on full speed. So it's a collective scoring. So first to 7 on each map, and then you combine the scores over all 3 maps. And whoever wins will be your World Team Cup champion. So at the moment it is looking in France's favour. They are 7-3 ahead overall. We will switch to one of our German players. We'll switch to Ariel, who had some trouble early on. Good to hear you're doing well, man. Hear you're enjoying as well. On a bit what I do, I suppose. Well, at the moment you can see Ariel gets off to a slow start here, but again, with full speed, it's all about building up the speed. You can go for the tight lines here, but you see they go for the slides here and the skid marks. That's because they're gaining speed going through these corners. And you can see how Ariel is slowly but surely catching his opponents here, but the most important part of this round, see Dan up in the lead with a strong lead here at the moment. He is followed by one of his compatriots in Ariel. Hunter not too far behind either. Kid going for a late charge, but Kid is alone. And Dan with a 57.737. Navi and Salison having issues here. Issues keeping up. It was a sick comeback from Ariel. Done very well. Again, world record here is a 57.3 to put this in perspective. So we're seeing players winning and going within 0.3 of a second of the world record. So a very strong pace being set by our players. And let's go up to Dan here as a shining star of that last round. See how he does it. And of course a long time and very strong full speed play. You can see he goes for that little kind of weird entry. Dan already carving himself out a strong lead here. However, he has the two-time full speed champion and Kid right behind him, but he has Hunter to back him up. Seems as Kid has been claimed by one of the corners, though he has made a mistake. Navi this time is the one to take up the fight. Is he close enough though? Is he gaining speed is the most important part, or are Dan and Hunter too far ahead? It looks to be they are. Salison catching up, but it will not be enough. And Hunter and Dan getting the exact same time. 57.678, and incredible paces by the two of them. Pardon me, and that brings us to 7-5. Navi's got thumping. That's very unfortunate. Hopefully he can bear through it. Yeah, he needs a crank wagon, exactly. So keep an eye on Navi here at the moment. Yeah, tattoo it. Exactly, man. Keep an eye on Navi here. Ooh, that was a little bump there by Kid, it looked like. Fran's looking to get himself some much needed points here in full speed. Germany are just looking too strong here. They just look more prepared. Will this be Germany's recovery? However, ooh, Hunter going very wide there. That might allow Navi in. Important battle's going to be up here at the top then, between Kid and Dan. Kid very, very close to crashing there, but it's paying off as he's got a mountain of speed here, and he is going to take the round win here with a great time, 57.545, and France get their first round on the board despite the efforts of Dan with another great time being driven by the German. However, France get themselves on the board and they bring themselves up to 8 points. So 8-5 we're at the moment. Still 3 points in the lead for France. Let's watch Kid here once again. World record holder shows us his way around the map, which I'm sure he knows so well. You can see here, does lose a slight bit of time at the start, at least compared to Dan. But it seems to be Kid's speed, Kid's strength is in building up his speed throughout this map. See here at the moment he's about 300s to 500s behind. Dropping a bit further back now, however. Hunter has taken over the lead. Is there anything Kid can do about it? Again, he goes for a very, very early entry to that turnover. He is catching Dan though. Oh, very wide again, and that's what happens with these risky lines. You're that much closer to the edge, and it turns out the edge was there to bite Kid. But look at that time by Hunter, a 47.487. A reminder, that is 1/10 from the world record by Hunter, showing why he is regarded as one of the best players in the world in full speed. Let's have a look at a man here. 4-1 at the moment to Germany. They're wanting to be getting to 7 as quickly as possible so they can deny any possible points from, for France. But Hunter off to a bad start here. Finds himself in 5th position next to Navi. Hunter, again, one of the most skilled full speed players we have. See him already building back. Dan's holding strong in the lead, but it's a battle between Navi and Hunter, Kid and Dan. Ariel looks to be having a bit of trouble. Hunter's going to be man on a mission. Oh, and it was very close to the inside there. Kid risking the outside and fails it once again. Navi in 2nd place, but with his teammates making mistakes, Navi getting 2nd is not really going to make much of a difference. And look at that 491 being done by Dan. The skill level is going into another gear here, guys. The times are picking up. The track's getting hotter. And these players are holding nothing back. Point 4 has been driven now. Do any of the players have anything else left in the tank? See if they can drive even faster here now. The pressure is on. This is the grand final. There are no other chances. There are no more lower brackets. You win or you lose. Sure, France won't be satisfied with 2nd place. That's why they need to start picking up their ideas right about now. Kid, however, their star player, is having issues early. Can he start catching up though? Gets a nice inside line there. I believe Hunter had a big bit of trouble there. So this might be France's opportunity to get another point on the board. Dan with a strong lead here, but it's not going to matter if he doesn't have anyone to back him up. But look at the speed gain from Kid through there. Leaves Navi in the dust and is nearly catching up to Dan at the end. But Dan with another strong time, 57.615. And Dan is dominating the player scores here at the moment. But the round goes the way of France. Dan 9 points ahead of his closest opponent. We're going to go to Aero here. Germany hold all 3 of the top point scorings at the moment. Yep, Dan is one of our very few players in the world who is almost a master in both environments. Yes, it is easy killer, Dan. Fair job. Aero off to a strong start here though, looking to show why he deserves his place in this German full speed lineup as well. Scores at the moment, Germany and 7 points. France on 9. Only a 2-point gap in it. Germany looking strong in this though, but here comes Kid. We've seen him have extremely strong endings and he's much closer to Dan this time. Can Dan hold out? He won't be able to, and Kid overtakes at the end with a 6.94, but it's not going to be enough. The Germans lock out the remaining positions and they take their 6th point. Are we going to go on? Is this going to be the final round? Are we going to move on to tech after this? And 1 more point for Germany and they close out the full speed map. And they will bring the score equal if they close it out right now. Which is certainly something France don't want. They want to give their tech squad as much space as possible, as much of an advantage as possible. But they're going to need their players to start performing. That's not a good start by Salison. Going to need a first place from Kid here for sure. He is looking to deliver as promised. He is going very strongly here, up in the lead. What can Hunter and Dan do? Hunter and Dan are falling behind. They're trying to go tight here. Kid on the very edge here as he extends his lead further. Navi needs to overtake at least 1, but it doesn't look like he will. And a 57.476 by Kid. But despite that, Germany do take it. Great job there to Germany to nullify the advantage of which France gained in the dirt map and take home full speed 7-2. So great job there by Dan, Hunter and Ariel, showing the French team that they really do have what it takes. And now we move on to the tech map WTC White Mask by Kimmy. And here we will have the players representing Germany, at least being Ken's, Beef and Revolution, if we can go anything by the match that went previously. In the consolidation final, they performed very well against the Benelux lineup. That was a very close match. However, the power of France will be showcased by Roa, will be showcased by Omnipots, and by the looks of things, Angelo as well. So guys, what's your predictions? How's the tech map going to go? It can no longer go to a decider map on dirt at the very least, since the scores are equal. There's that wall bang that's so kind of notorious. (7-5) for Germany, interesting. We'll take a look through the Dedimanias here. So, Roa has a world record. It's actually a 58.95. Ken's 59.025. Omnipots 59.063. Beef 0.98. Link 260, although he doesn't seem to be playing. Revolution 292. Arnie actually, who doesn't also doesn't seem to be playing. Harney 313 and Angelo 35. So, what's already looked to be kind of decided here. Roa, Angelo and Omnipots versus Ken's, Beef and Revolution. So we have Orcs, E-Corp, M&M, Lioncast, BKD and E-Corp once again being represented. Take a look at this wall bang here, just to show you guys why it's going to be such a pain. I can't remember. Oh, they just went through it. So, this is the wall bang of death. Why is it zoomed in? There we go. Revel showing us how it's done. We'll get a nice cinematic angle that we can go to every now and then. And then we can go. No, it doesn't work. Does it? No, it doesn't work. Feels bad, man. And a nice little jump there from Revel. We are having Germany being a primary prediction for our people. We're not live, of course. We're just waiting for the players to get warmed up and then they will get underway. With Angelo on this, he can show us how the wall bang's done. There we go, everyone. The wall bang, this one is a kind of one of a kind wall bang. It's extremely difficult to pull off consistently. These players have had to have put a lot of training into it, I can assure you guys, in order to be able to pull this off consistently, but certainly look. See what these players are capable of. HFs are being written as we move on to the final map of World Team Cup Edition 1. Will be contested between our two finalists, France, represented by Omnipots, Roa and Angelo, against Germany with Ken's, Beef and Revolution. So we will start off once again with Angelo in our 3 versus 3 to decide who will be this year's World Champions. Will it be France? Will it be Les Bleus? Or will it be the Germans? At the moment we are at a very tight pack here. Less than 2/10 between all players involved, but we come up to the wall. Bang, issues for Omnipots. Roa gets through okay. Beef as well. Angelo gets through fine. Where's Revolution? Revolution and Ken's are right behind. Any mistakes by France are going to be very, very strictly punished. We'll look to check out this fight up at the top. This one's going to be important. Beef going for a lot of speed. He needs to risk to overtake Roa here, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. He risks too much and does fall. So, round number 1 of Tech goes to France, and they take the lead 10-9. Die Mannschaft. So round number 1, by the way, of France, courtesy of Roa getting first place there. Strong performance. Watch Beef again. We'll eyes on the German. Goes for a wider line there just to get as much exit speed as possible, and he does go into the lead. Beef looking strong here in this round so far, but he is very, very closely matched by Roa. These two going blow for blow. However, it looked like Ken's was going blow for blow with the wall, and the wall won. We're into the wall bang here. Beef goes for an earlier entry into that wall bang, and where have our players ended up? Big crashes there for Angelo and Omnipots. The hotkeys have died. Crashed that bad, the hotkeys died. Right, it's going to be this fight up at the top that's going to be the most important though. Beef and Roa. Roa was the winner last time. And he gets some sort of bump there, and unfortunately Roa loses by way of bump, unfortunately for him. Beef and Revo take the top 2 positions. Ken's brings it home in 5th just to make sure. But that is the danger of this map, guys. That is why it is almost infamous by now. Ball bang ruined quite a few people there, but unless it is part of the track, you need to prepare for it, you need to plan, you need to make sure that you're comfortable with doing it, and if not, you need to make sure you're prepared with an alternative. However, that is Beef in the hole, and I believe Beef does actually manage to get himself out of the hole, so good job by Beef. But we do have Ken's up in 3rd position, looking to get himself further up. However, he has a swarm of blue players around, but will this wall bang change up the order a little bit? Omnipots has trouble again through the wall bang. Ken's keeping 2nd place. Where's Revo? Revo need to overtake Angelo here. But he makes a mistake. Ken's not really much he can do here at the moment unless he manages to get 1st place. Oh, he risked there. He went for it, Ken's, but it was not enough. Even Beef will overtake him, but that's a great time there by Roa. 59.225. Can clearly see he's very well trained on this map. And we do have a 2-1 lead for France here. They are at 11-10 here at the moment. Beam going for the reverse jinx there. Let's check out one of the players we've not yet spectated. Let's go to Omnipots here. Very strong French player. Hanging off well, but finding himself around about the middle of the pack. Angelo having some trouble early. Omnipots gets a good exit to there, moves up the field. Great lines there. ID caught man, but is the wall bang going to be good to him? It will be. He gets it good. He gets a good bit of speed there on exit. However, Beef, Revo and Ken's all do it well and overtake him. They had a bit of an issue there in that right-hander. They need to count German mistakes here now, but they can almost afford to save. Oh, Revo has a bit of an issue going through that drift. He is overtaken by 2 players. Germany need to hold it tight in this ending. Ken's went very close there, and they both fail it. They throw away the round at the end. Ken's finishes, but Beef fails big time. And from a surefire round for the Germans. It is France who run away with that point and move 3-1 into the lead. Ooh, Omnipots has issues going through the start this time though. We're back up to Angelo. Still top in points, representing himself very well for France. Ooh, he makes a big mistake though. The rest of our players. Back up to Ken's here. And the lead is Ken's, but you never know how the round's going to pan out until this part. Ooh, Ken's gets a good wall bang though, as does Roa. Roa is hot on his tail at the moment. Ooh, Ken's makes a mistake though, that might be crucial. He needs to stay in 5th position or better. Where is Angelo? Angelo overtakes, but Omnipots makes a big mistake. Is everyone going to make it through the ending? They do, and that will be a round to Germany as a result. Omnipots makes a crucial mistake there. And thank you very much for the raid, L94. Welcome, PLTX. L94, Specialised Mini Mariner, Wouter, Techie. Hope you're all doing very well and hope you're here to enjoy the final map of the World Team Cup as much as I am. Danish Dude, nice to see you, man. 3-2 here. The scores are 12-11 here at the moment, so the tech map will decide it. There will be no decider map, as the scores were equal coming into this, so whoever wins this map will win the tournament. What a map to finish it up on though. A map that can make you or break you. Both teams looking very strong here though in this map so far. Beef has a bit of an issue going through that wall bang. Germans make it through no problem. Where's Omnipots? Omnipots yet again had an issue going through the wall bang. It's really not going his way today. However, Roa is in first. So if Angelo overtakes these players, he might have something. No mistakes by the Germans though, but they're all very close. Angelo's going for it. The hero play. Angelo pulls it off, overtakes all 3 players at the end and secures the point for France. So very, very good job there for Angelo. Fantastic work by him. Angelo again showing he is certainly good enough to be representing France. Beef drops down early. It is 4-2 at the moment. Germans want to be making sure that France don't run away with that, and Revo and Ken's are going to be in charge of that. But let's go to Revo here. For better exits there. Ken's and Revo holding strong. A lot more speed going through into the wall bang for the Frenchies though. However, it doesn't pay off. As you're hitting the wall, you're losing a lot of that speed you have gained. Revo gets an inside line there. However, Omnipots moves up. Omnipots moves straight the way back down. Ken's still in first. He needs to hold that here. Roa going for it. Roa risking. Roa up to first place. Will he keep it? Going through into the final turns. He will. Great job there by Roa. And the round will go to France, courtesy of the fantastic run there by Roa. Especially at the ending there. So, 2 rounds to go for France. That's about as equal as you would like. Oh, that was a mistake being made. Was that by Ken's? It was not. It was by Angelo. So 2v3 left here for France. As the last map of the tournament, this will decide who are going to be your grand final winners. Now, problem is here for Germany is that Roa and Omnipots have two in the top 3, but that is very quickly changed, and Omnipots goes for a little fly there. Omnipots is upside down in the grass. Angelo's nowhere to be found. Roa is far behind, and it is a champagne round by the looks of things for the Germans. A chance for them to just get a finish in, get a good round in, and recuperate going into the next round, get themselves a bit of momentum going. Okay, so there we go. Top 3 for Germany. So now the score at the moment is 14-12. So after the first map, just to remind you, sorry, it was 9-9. Sorry, after the second map, pardon me, it was 9-9 between both teams. It was 5-2, sorry, 7-2 to France and Dirt, 7-2 to Germany and Full Speed. But at the moment, we are at 14-12, and we have once again a mistake early on by one of the French players. However, this time it seems to be Roa who is topping points for France. He's certainly a player they won't want to be losing. Angelo second in points, however, let's see what he can do. Angelo gets a lot of speed going through there, but has to take a wider line. Who's going to have the best out of the wall bang? Certainly not Beef there. He gets eliminated by the track. At least able to carry on. Will he stay in front of Roa? He will by far. So that means France need to get at least first and third. At the moment they are in place to do that. Let's see what Revolution can do. He needs to risk it here. Angelo makes a crucial mistake though. Germany just need to finish. Of which they do. Second and third go to Germany. Fourth, Beef gets fifth. So that will be a German round. Mistake. Crucial mistake being made by Angelo. And we are now at 5-4. We are close to being equalled up once again. 14-13 here. We're nearly at the 7 points limit. I can see this one going to tennis mode, guys. I don't know about you. An eye on Revo here. An eye on the German hopes for the comeback, of course. Wrong run here at the moment, but every one of the players is within a tenth of a second here. Couldn't ask for closer rounds, a closer match than this, guys. Everyone gets through the wall bang. Well, Revo has a slight issue. That's what we want to see. We want to see these rounds being decided by who is the best on the map, and Beef. That's the pole. Now Revo's position does become increasingly important. Kens has some trouble going through there and makes contact with the wall, and Kens is out of it, and it's going to be a top 3 for France here unless Revo can do anything, of which he can't. Good job there by France once again, taking advantage of mistakes. So Germany 1 Full Speed and France Dirt. Yes, Elite 4. So was that the penultimate round? It is 6-4 at the moment. Are France able to do it right here and now? Let's watch the points leader Roa. See what he can do. Will Roa be able to do it for France? France took home the World Cup, but with runs like that, they certainly won't be taking home the World Team Cup. Angelo and Omnipots, your last two Frenchies standing. Roa far too far behind him, making a difference here. Ken's holding the lead. So the French will need the first and third if they want to keep this round. Omnipots gets a great wall bang there, however Angelo does not. Beef and Revolution need to ensure they keep Angelo behind them. And it doesn't matter where Omnipots goes, but Angelo, a lot of speed here, moves up to third position. Oh, he gets an awkward transition going through there. Has to adjust, and it's going to mean that the round goes to Germany regardless of what Omnipots does there. Omnipots has a great end there, but we are up to 6-5 here. One more round from Germany to force overtime, or one more round from for France to secure them the World Team Cup title. Couldn't ask for it any closer than this, guys. We'll go back to Omnipots on 35 points at the moment. The points are all now rather close between the players. No mistakes this time by Roa, so will that be the game changer? We have Angelo dropping slightly behind. Germans are holding strong. Goa up in the lead here though. Omnipot's challenging Beef. Revo has to make an adjustment. Omnipots has an issue with the wall bang once again. Angelo's nowhere to be found. The Frenchies are not getting the luck of the draw with the wall bang today. And Roa is left alone against 3 Germans looking to take it to tennis mode. Revo has a bit of an issue with the wall bang here, but Germany will be silly to throw this away. And there they are. So 6-6 at the moment, and we move on to tennis mode to decide who will be your grand final winners. Reminder again, there will be no tiebreaker map. This is the final map, as we went into this map 9-9. Well, at the moment we are 15-15. Now you need to get a 2-point advantage in order for your team to win the match. So Germany arguably have been taking more... oh well, maybe no tennis mode then. We'll see. Everyone's saying good luck. Check that quickly. Okay, so it doesn't seem to be there is tennis mode, so this will be the final round then. Ken's looking to take it home for Germany. Oh, but Ken's gets the bad wall bang this time. The French players get the better of it, but Germany's not too far behind. This is it, boys and girls. Roa up in the lead. Omnipots goes very close to the inside here. Any mistakes going through the end can be critical. Roa crashes into the wall. Where's the German players? They're not close enough to take advantage. Angelo flies into the finish. Omnipots as well. And that is it. Your grand final and World Team Cup champions are going to be France taking it home, where Angelo, Omnipots and Roa 7-6 by 1 point. 16-15 overall in the final. So what more could you ask for, guys? A fantastic match between two fantastic teams, two fantastic nations, represented by many incredible players of our scene. But again, guys, that is our World Team Cup over. Again, great job to France. Commiserations, of course, to Germany and the Benelux lineup finding themselves in 3rd place. As I said, guys, what more could you ask for a grand final? But that is us done for today, guys. And GG to France.